is she's a confident person that can talk her way from Indumba to the pulpit of a church. They just wanted to be that church that Gogo Skhothane attends after leaving being a Sangoma. She knows how to dress when you're going to church. She arrived before church started, obviously spoke with these elders, and they let her do what she did. So for them to now be standing on stage looking embarrassed and ashamed doesn't make sense to me. Hi guys, my name is Michelle, but you can call me Mimi. Welcome to Mimi Unfiltered TV. So, hi, in this video, we're going to be talking about Gogo Skhothane. I'm not going to call her Dumi. I don't give a fuck about that. We're going to be talking about Gogo Skhothane. So anyway, this started last year when she was invited to a church in Bloom. So I'm assuming this was after she had already mentioned that, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to leave this whole Sangoma thing. And then there was a church that did the Christian-like thing and invited her to the church. So let's see the video. Wow. First things first, why are they revving a motorcycle while she walks in? And why are people going, whoa, whoa, with their phones out? Okay, I can understand that, okay, we see a young woman on national TV. She's presenting herself as Sangoma, and now she has found Christ. And we want to help her with her journey towards finding Christ. So we extend an invite to her. Like, okay, you found Christ, come to our church so we can help you. I understand that part. But now, when that person comes in to welcome them like this, I feel like that's just doing way too much. That's just doing way too much. Because you're treating her like a celebrity. But when you're coming to church and you're saying, I'm giving my life to God, you're no longer Gogo Skhothane, the celebrity. You're now Dumi. So there's no need for all this. If the elders of this church were serious, they were going to invite her over. And then when she shows up, quietly enter the church with her. Quietly enter the church with her. Because you have entered the church as a child of God. You're not entering as Gogo Skhothane. Because Gogo Skhothane is the celebrity. You are coming as Dumi. You're coming as a lost child of God, coming back to God. So you're going to come in quietly. You're going to listen to the preacher preach. And then when the preacher's done preaching, he's going to call you up, and then you will give your testimony about how you made your way back to God so that you can help those that are in a similar predicament such as you. That's what I would be expecting from a self-respecting church. But these people clearly aren't that. But anyway, she then preached at some point. So let's watch that video. So the video goes on and on and on, and I don't understand the language, but I think she's praying and prophesying at the same time. Okay, so like I said before, I understand that the Christian was probably thinking, you know, this is the house of God. You know, he said, let everyone come to me. So we're going to accept Gogo Skhothane. We're going to show her that, you know, Christians are good people. We are accepting people. We won't judge you. Come, we have a space for you. I understand that. But for her to already be holding the mic, praying, prophesying, already, that's just doing too much. Because this woman was dabbling in, you know, the occult. And when I say occult, I'm not referring to being a Sangoma. I'm referring to some of the things that she was doing, because she was talking about giving people, you know, muti so that they can become rich, you know. And she also, I remember this episode where she had her Indumba or whatever it's called, and she had a statue of a man that she called Pedro. And she said that she got this man from Angola. So now you have this person who's dabbled in these types of things. They announced that they're leaving, being a sangoma. And already, you're handing them a mic to preach and pray? And this is her first appearance? I can understand if this was after like months and months of her attending and people are like, okay, no, she really is giving herself to God. Let's hear what she has to say. I can understand that. But first appearance already, you're preaching and everything? After your history? Now I'm beginning to think that this church wanted to trend. They wanted to make headlines as, oh, this church in such and such area extended their arms to Gogo Skhothane. So if you are in a predicament such as Gogo Skhothane, go to this church. You see how they accepted her. Go to this church because you will also be accepted. You will also be welcomed. That's what I'm thinking this is all about. This is not about, helping to guide someone who is clearly lost, because Gogo Skhothane is lost as hell. They just wanted to trend, they just wanted to be that church that Gogo Skhothane attends after leaving being a sangoma. That's all this was. This had nothing to do with God. No, this had to do with Gogo Skhothane, the celebrity, and this church. That's all it was. There was no God in this. There was no God in this. So anyway, moving apart from that, looking at her outfit, I think she's dressed okay. I mean, it's not her fault that that's her body. I mean, yes, obviously we know she's had a BBL and things of that nature, but that's her body. And the dress she's wearing, it's kind of modest. It just so happens that her shape is, pronounced. But yeah, the church she's going to is obviously one of those modern day churches. They don't have a uniform or anything like that. Like, I feel like for this church, she's actually dressed okay. Like, it's not her fault that her body is shaped like this. Because this same dress on a woman who doesn't have, the big bums and hips and boobs would look normal on a woman like that. So it still does look normal on her. It's just that's her body. So that's fine. So anyway, hey, fast forward to this video. Okay, let's check out the video.
All right.
Hey. Woo! Wow. Okay, so obviously Gogo Skhothane made another appearance at a different church, and this time it's a church where they have a set uniforms. I feel like, she was told, okay, at this church you must dress modestly, so cover up your body, and you must wear white or blue, and you must cover your hair. And Gogo Skhothane was like, oh, that's all I have to do? Okay, sharp. And then she put this together. Because what do you mean? I feel like she knew what she was doing. Because Gogo Skhothane grew up in the church. She did grow up in the church. It's not like her parents were practicing sangomas. She grew up in the church. So she knows how to dress when you're going to church. So I don't think this was just her being clueless and being like, oh no, I'm meeting the brief. I'm supposed to wear white. I'm supposed to cover my hair. I'm good. That's something I'd expect from someone like Atando or Pabalo. If maybe they decide, okay, I'm going to go to church, I want to join this church, and then they're told, okay, make sure these things are done, and then they show up dressed like this. I can understand, like, okay, they're Gen Z, they just heard dress like this, and in their minds, they are meeting the brief, so they're not thinking too much about it. I can understand. But for a woman of her age, I know she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing wearing this. And you know what? I don't even blame her. At this point, I don't even blame her, because when she arrived, it's not like everyone was sitting in the church and she just showed up and went on the stage. No. I feel like she arrived when church was starting, and obviously she went to the elders, the people that invited her. She went to them, greeted them or whatever, and then they told her, okay, since you're here, this is what's going to happen. We're going to pray, then the pastor is going to do this, and then you're going to have to do that. So when she arrived, no elder thought to themselves, like, you know what, no, what she's wearing is inappropriate, and I'm not going to have her on stage like that. Let me pull her to the side and be like, mama, what you dressed like is not appropriate. Go put this on. No one thought about doing that. So I also believe that with this church, they were also just trying to trend like the first church. Because what do you mean Gogo Skhothane showed up like this and you still let her stand up on that stage to preach? And the thing about her dress is it's white. So there's going to be an element of see-through with a white dress, especially against brown skin. And it's so clear she's not wearing a full panty. She's probably wearing a G-string because I can see her ass, and I can see it in such a way that shows me that she's not wearing anything to cover it. So she's definitely wearing a G-string. Because one, Dumi knows exactly what she was doing, showing up to church dressed like this. She knows exactly what she was doing. Exactly what she was doing. That's first of all. Second of all, these church elders knew what they were doing too. They wanted to trend. They knew what they were doing. Having her come to the church, first of all, and then after seeing her dressed like that and letting her preach, they knew exactly what they were doing. They just wanted to trend. Because look, now I'm talking about them. Because this does not make sense to me. And you can see in the video that there are elders in this church. It's not a church made up of young people. There are elders in this church. And they allowed this to happen, this mockery to happen. And all they're doing is just sitting and recording. Because as you can see from this is an elder that's recording this. Because they're sitting on stage. They're recording this. Now you're recording. Why? Why are you recording? Because when she showed up, you're okay with her when you saw her coming. You didn't even try to tell her to know, baby girl, please try to dress a bit more modestly. You let her come in, you let her preach. Now you're sitting on stage, and now you want to record? There's another video that showed up from this church where she was praying. So let's check that out. Okay, so as you can see, those elders on the stage, they look ashamed. They look embarrassed. But at the same time, y'all let her in the building in the first place. She arrived before church started, obviously spoke with these elders, and they let her do what she did. So for them to now be standing on stage looking embarrassed and ashamed doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, y'all let her come in like this. Even looking at the way that she's praying, she looks like she's acting. It doesn't even look genuine. It looks like, you know, she's seen that this is how people pray these days. So in order to make people believe that I'm really within Christianity, this is what I need to do now. Like, it doesn't look genuine at all. And it's now making me realize that in order to be a pastor, you don't necessarily have to communicate with God. You don't necessarily have to know the Bible in and out. All you need is a charismatic personality. You need to have confidence. Because if you're confident, people will let you do anything. I mean, look at Gogo Skhothane. She's confident as hell. I mean, she was so confident, she got herself a reality TV show when she was in her 20s. So for her to now make it to this stage, I'm not surprised at all. Like, this girl has confidence for days. And that is all that is needed to be a pastor these days. As long as you're confident, you can have a church within 1 week. And that's exactly what she's planning to do, because she released this video.
Because I can ngibomfundisa ngishumayela. So okwamanje ngisahlanganisa ama-usher, ne-worshiping team, ne-keyboard, nama-drums, nama-mic, and then nomuntu ozongibambela iBhayibheli. Then ngizomsendela location masekuhlangene zilungiseleleni manje.
Like, you clearly heard her. She said that she wants to open a church because she's realized that she can preach. And do you know why she thinks that she can preach? It's because she did all of that in these churches and they let her stand there on that stage and they were acting like, yes, oh yes, you preaching, amen. Now she thinks that she can actually preach. Of course, she could be joking, but this is Gogo Skhothane, for crying out loud. At this point, I'm believing everything she is saying. So yes, she's looking for a place to start a church because she has realized that she has the gift of preaching. And you know what the funny thing is? If she does open this church, that church is going to be packed. So for Gogo Skhothane to make this drastic change in her life and now be going to the church does not convince me of a damn thing. What it tells me is she's a confident person that can talk her way from Indumba to the pulpit of a church. That's all it tells me. And I kind of have to respect that hustle because wow. So anyway, while, doing research for this video, there's a very interesting clip that I found. Let's check it out.
I have thousands of pastors that I help for their churches to grow. Example, ngabantu abagcwele emasontweni banikeza abafundisi. It's because abafundisi bayabamanipulate ngomuntu ukuthi beze kubona. And bayithola leyo muntu. Bayithola kuthina. So I have so many pastors that come to me. And
you heard what she said. She said that some of her clients include pastors that make use of her traditional healing services to get people to come into their churches. She said this while she was still practicing Sangoma. So for her to now turn around and be preaching in the church, and for her to now be announcing that, okay, I'm going to start my own church now, I'm like, So you used to provide muti so that churches would be filled up, and now you're going to start your own church? Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm not convinced that she has completely left being a Sangoma. I'm not convinced. I feel like this is all just a gimmick. It's getting more eyes on her. People are tuned in to see what she's going to come up with next. And because she understands people, she knows that if she starts a church, it's going to be filled. Because when you're a Sangoma, there's an element of psychology involved in that, especially when you're someone who has initiates. There's an element of psychology. You have to be someone that has mastered the art of psychology in order to get a group of people to listen to you. Because Gogo Skhothane, she had initiates that were older than her. And she was able to get them to listen to her and call her Baba, because she's confident and she understands the art of psychology. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna keep following this girl and seeing how far she's gonna drag this out, because clearly she wants to make a big bang into Christianity. So I'm just gonna be following her to see how it goes. But I'm hoping that all the stuff that she's doing doesn't come back to bite her in the ass. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this whole Gogo Skhothane thing? Do you think that I'm just finding fault in nothing? Everything she's doing is okay. She's found God. So naturally, she's going around to churches trying to spread a message that, you know what, you can be like me, be a Sangoma one day and find God the next. Or do you see right through all of this mess? Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and I will catch you in the next one.